About the march and march protest, not just say so was South Africa. Finally, President Cyril Ramaphosa abekasa. Na ebusia unim say Jacinta Zuma any GH1 etwetwe nkomo wa Ghana ha say e match so the nsem bi eto abontin. Na ebusia unim say before the march and march protest no meche 30th June. I mean march and march protest na ebekoso. In fact, phakel any nkrofo ekohia president without Jacinta emelu component wansem ebeto abontin. Ebusia meshe so benya to boase na afin su no ma cheche nsem wemu sani achese eti aha authentic press studios make sure so be like be sesko bi na wa share amafofo nso enya bi ahwen eti buja sena medi kankan no about the June 30th June march and month protest na chese koso was South Africa chese almost sake other foreigners from their country almost chese they don't need them in their country because they want to focus on their country and build it. I mean, they are taking their jobs, they are taking their wives, they are taking blah blah blah. Now, we him say before I say protest, no come be kosono. Fake ananke him say only Jacinta. Omo share this particular, or this demonstration. Yasi fake any nkrofo FH ekohu president no. Emma say no come whatever they discuss, we don't know. But a better social media, amount for bebre, ebe tag phakel as a betrayer, as a wafa Jacinta akuhu president. No, Emenu Company in a short interview, Jacinta a grantee yeno. Ye bisan say, no one say phakel and then call for equal president Nana. Emenu Company Moka say, or the same to Jack as a debbie, she has no idea, say, president no atunsa afro much say, phakel one can't. Na ebusia enon kodan che no in fact after say fake hu say amount for air bashing e social media no e no ba bonten e be kasa ya o ti mu say look what is amount for bashing at amount for tagging as a betrayer for going behind Jacinta to see the president so any sanity na momo no first of all one ni entia che say one for Jacinta and say meeting at the president Ekoshia, and in fact, a 10-minute meeting, and after compound, he doesn't, report to a match and match organizers, and after secondly, compound, about 8 a tiny Jacinta and Kasa, because Jacinta, a worry for at that time, no friend, I'm sure, Nekono, a bit made disturb at the moment, and Unti, and I just say, one Fred Jacinta.
I did not call Jacinta, one, because I went to that meeting as in season, I don't report too much and much. Secondly, it was very late and I don't speak to Jacinta after 8 o'clock because she's a wife to Mr. Zuma. And we have our own meetings, secret meetings where we sit and talk and discuss things.
After that, I say Jacinta a grantee interview be or many GH1 archers or more to come. Any BC say, even though say one man reasons for organizing such a protest, but only amount for the be against say in fact the actions and as be an reasons in fact amount for air condemning Africa baby and was look only like he doesn't see anything wrong with Sabia or Saki will be from their comfort zone at say Omenya for so many years and after Oshad in the component is true over South Africa amount for bebre at the baby at say enye anka nanke was say almost South Africa no component nanke was omonya that kind of privilege instead of say foreigners ebenyas that privilege
You have given reasons for your actions, but you would also agree with me that your actions have been widely condemned, especially by other African nations. What is your justification?
I don't expect people to be comfortable with having to move away from comforts that they've had for many years and protection that they've had, which was not supposed to be there. Unfortunately, this time, even if the critics are there, even if they call us xenophobic, at the end of the day, immigration laws are there for a reason and they are meant to be respected. And that's exactly what we're advocating for.
You cite immigration laws, but you are a leader for the group. Why don't you leave that for the authorities in your country to take that on?
Which authorities? The same ones that we are marching to demand them to do their job. Because you have authorities, they're going to enforce the laws of the country. We've got a country that's riddled with corruption from government right through to officials, even to ordinary South Africans. And that's why this has been going on for so long. And that's why we've decided to stand up against it, because our very same authorities are the same people that are enabling these actions to continue and the lack of enforcement of immigration laws, which is why even yesterday when we were marching to different police stations that we know are the ones that are enabling this to continue.
During your protest or your
There's no
establishment of your concerns, have you in any way allowed or seen anyone abuse any foreign national and you looked on?
We do not advocate for abuse of anyone. I continuously say this. There's March and March. There's about hundreds of other organizations in the country that are anti-illegal immigration. And that is the correct term, anti-illegal immigration. While all of that is going on, all of us are trying to work within the confines of the law. However, there are communities that are taking matters into their own hands, and we always strongly condemn that, because when we say go back and fix your country, when we say that, it's because we want South Africa and Africa to function as different countries, as neighbors, and to thrive in each individual African country. We do not wish to have a situation where anyone is harmed or going back to their country in a body bag. That is not what we advocate for.
The foreign nationals you're concerned to leave your country, does that include white people?
We don't care if it's a white or orange or pink or green person. Our fight is about people who are in the country and they're illegal and they're undocumented. Now, the unfortunate part is people have this idea that somehow when we see white people, we run away from them or we're scared of them or whatever. We don't have such a problem here. We confront white people. We confront white people by all means, shapes, and forms. And we don't even sit there and think, oh, this person is white, let me run away from them. We don't have that problem. We are protecting our communities. And where our communities largely have Black people who are migrants, that is why most of the time you will see there are issues with Black migrants. But it's not only them. There are Asians, Pakistanis, and Chinese and Bangladeshis who are also giving us a problem in our communities. And nobody is showing that because, I don't know, maybe it doesn't suit the narrative. I don't know. But those are the people within our communities who are giving us a hard time. It has nothing to do with skin color and everything to do with the fact that people are in the country undocumented.
Would you fault countries who then think that this might be a targeted attack to just blacks? Because I haven't seen any video where a white person has been abused or even asked to go home. Is there an instance where you've asked a white person to leave your country?
This is not about race, but where communities are complaining about the number of people who are in the country legally is obviously Black communities. So this is about people protecting the resources in their communities. I do not blame anyone for any assumptions or ideas that they might have. I think right now we've passed the point of...
Jacinta, I can't say Pierre Casono, the baby or Jana no Jana, and I think no company protest no. Every Thursday, they are going to make sure say omobe protest no. Enti na ban no on getting ready say each and every Thursday biano. In fact, obe lucy 6,000 rams. You know omo currency no sa next. After that no NHS say in for a chamber president no in one of their conferences NHS bisa say so far so good no. A day NHS obetimi akafa this protest at somewhere. And I say look, first of all no. He was never worried. And I think so. Protest not just a course. No, a very successful. I just say South Africa. They have the right to protest. And I think so. They have the right to pour out their anger. If say be a BB and koso ewo mining. Into no there. It was a successful protester. In fact, he is very proud of South Africans. And I think so. Or much so. Or more organizing this particular. Protest.
Were you disappointed in South Africa up to the 11th?
No. Our people exercise their right to protest, which is enshrined in our constitution, and we must applaud that. For the most part, the protests, the marches were quite peaceful. Only a very few incidents. It could have been much worse. And I was very pleased that we were able to hold extensive consultation with a number of people, and we brought to bear the need for peace, need for orderliness, and that's exactly what we had.
Anything worried you?
No, I was not worried. I was actually quite relaxed. Thank you so much. Good to see you.
Have a good day.
Now, Abusia, the most interesting part of this conversation, and it's a phakel. Our podcast, I say, and I just say, or didn't say me to your old team, say, aside, say, they want to create jobs for other, South Africa for even Kwampono, they can decide not to work. And Kwampono president to Nasibia, South Africa authorities, each South Africa beer 1 million rand every year, and Nasibia every month, because South Africa, Omuwuska.
South Africa can pay South Africans 1 million every year for the rest of their lives. Let's say the average life expectancy in South Africa is 70 years. South Africa can pay 70 million to each person in this country to sustain themselves for the rest of their lives. We don't even need to work. We can have these legal immigrants coming to South Africa to work for us, like in Dubai. In the Arab Emirates, only foreigners are working. The citizens, the owners, the indigenous people of Dubai, they don't work. We can have that in South Africa. If I were to be given a chance as a president in this country, when I'm 90 years old, so like all of them, I would, in 12 months, I will transform this country to be the second most beautiful country in the world, better than America. I will make a South African enjoy working in a farm. I will make a miner be passionate about working, going down 6 kilometers under the ground to go and look for that gold. Because that gold, when he finds it, it will never leave this country. That diamond, it will never leave that country.
And I just amount for ABC say, it's right now, no? Are they sucking foreigners to start working? And I see they are sucking foreigners. Say beya, omubenye sika free without working. And I see bibisa. And when she and I just say phakel, as I didn't say me to Abontia Otim say, just after this protest, Grampono, obe started say, obetu kwine ako, obetu kwine ako other African countries. Now, friends, no, sa spirits na say, omodi share from South Africa, no. The same spirits, you know, and I just influence other Africans to also start the same thing. Say Africa, in fact, obiani bebre ewoni krum.
So I'm calling for my African brothers. I'm going to facilitate. I'm going to make sure. I'm going to visit these countries. I'm going to visit you, my brothers and sisters, in your countries to revive the spirit of Africa, to revive the spirit of Ubuntu. You must fight for your countries. If they kill you, they must kill all of you. You can't be scared of that, because even me, every day, yesterday I came late in the march because I had an intelligence that some people were waiting somewhere for me. I had to change 2 vehicles so that I can get to the march, because if I used my car to come to the march, I would have died yesterday. That's why I kept postponing the times, because the intelligence was telling me, Uguti, there's things that people are trying to do. And thanks to the police, thanks to the intelligence, and all those that are criticizing us, they don't know that we go through.
For Ekase, or you sure pass away to quite out of South Africa, because ocean here a course so was South Africa in near my core. Ya say, yeah, boy, paper other foreigners. No, is he sure say obey me to quite and I say Krampono, so obey me any embassy say or what visa and so to me quite they are fine. So when Timidia not just say. That is where it ends. Emusia, we any so much as Sabato Abontiaman for a cabi all social media. Aha, authentic price studios. Making sure so like your best as go be on wash. I'm a full Ashe.